Ladies and gentlemen, I have a favorite moment from this week, and it's not from a video game, but it's close enough where we can cover it, and that is from our favorite non-human, aka alien, Mark Zuckerberg. This week he announced his Meta glasses, and during his presentation, his classic Steve Jobs, wait, there's one more thing, he showed off his Meta glasses in conjunction with Ray-Bans. Now, my favorite part about this wasn't that they were cool or that they had neat technology, because honestly they did. It was the fact that they didn't work and kept disconnecting from Wi-Fi. There was this.
Pause WhatsApp video call.
There we go. Uh-oh. Well, let's see what happened there. That's too bad. I don't know what happened.
And then it wasn't even it. When they were trying to use it to make a recipe, it wouldn't connect to Wi-Fi either.
Maybe let's make, I don't know, what should we make? Maybe like a steak sauce, maybe Korean-inspired type thing, you know, just to show what the live AI is like.
Yeah, let's try it. It's not something I've made before, so I could definitely use the help. Hey, Meta, start live AI.
Starting live AI. I love the setup you have here with soy sauce and other ingredients. How can I help?
Hey, can you help me make a Korean-inspired steak sauce for my steak sandwich here?
You can make a Korean-inspired steak sauce using soy sauce, sesame oil.
What do I do
brown
first?
sugar.
What do I do first?
You've already combined the base ingredients, so now grate a pear to add to the sauce.
What do I do first?
You've already combined the base ingredients, so now grate the pear and gently combine it with the base sauce.
All right, I think the Wi-Fi might be messed up. Sorry, back to you, Mark.
It's all good. You know what? It's all good. It's, the irony of the whole thing is that you spend years making technology and then the Wi-Fi at the day kind of catches you.
So it seems as though when all else
Are we talking about food
yes,
now?
yes, I did mention food.
Yeah, we're
When
talking
all
about
else
food.
fails, Mark Zuckerberg will fail more.
Dude, move to the food.
Yes, dude, we can talk.
Food.
Food. It seems like every single week in the intro of this show, this is slowly turning into a food show, and today is absolutely no different. Now, we've highlighted some bad food, but today we have to highlight the good food. But this does tie into video games because in China, McDonald's is doing a crossover event with Black Myth Wukong, and honestly, it looks pretty incredible. The first thing that they have is the golden crispy chicken egg mooncake. The thing with the black burger bun is a cheese double beef black gold mooncake, which I believe the mooncake part of it might be the egg in it, but not 100% sure there. We have shrimp nuggets with curly fries, which I'm gonna be honest here, I would love curly fries to come anywhere to McDonald's. I love curly fries. And then we have a sparkling milk tea, a golden egg yolk big luck flavor McFlurry, and a sesame lava pie packed with egg yolk filling. Now here's the downside. This is only in China. I think they should bring this one everywhere, but yes, this is only in China. But if you're in the United States, you will be getting Monopoly back in October. So there's that. Now that we've covered the food news for the week, let's go into the thing that you're actually here for, video games, and for them not to die. Because the Stop Killing Video Games movement got its next step. And basically, on November the 3rd is when the UK government is going to be debating the movement. Now, if you don't know the background of this movement, basically it has to do with always online games and the fact that video game studios can just be like, hey, you bought our game, but lo and behold, our studio's shutting down, or that game is shutting down, or we can't afford the servers for it anymore. So now, poof, that game is gone. They're trying to debate whether or not this is a movement that can be pushed forward after getting thousands, if not millions, of signatures. And that is just one example of the video game community coming together. Another is this show right here, which we like to call the Weekly Reload. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Weekly Reload, your weekly gaming news show that we talk about all the video games every single Sunday. Sometimes good news, sometimes bad news, and we're going to start with a little bit of that because on October 3rd, Xbox is going to be once again raising the price of its consoles. For the Series X, it's gone up to $399, for the 512 gigabyte, and for the 1 terabyte, $449. For the Xbox Series X, $599 and $649 for the disc version. And then finally, the limited edition Xbox Series X, the 2 terabyte Galaxy, up to $799. And then maybe my second favorite news story of the week goes to Borderlands 4, aka Randy Pitchford. So he's the CEO of Gearbox. Now, the thing with Borderlands 4 is I've played it a lot. I played it on stream. We've talked about it last week. It's a good game. The way that I have described this game to people is if you take Borderlands with all of the loot that's in it, the ridiculous varying missions, for example, there's a side mission about a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, and you combine that with Far Cry, a giant open world map where there's tons of things to do, lots of side missions, tons of little collectibles, you've got yourself Borderlands 4, with the loot is definitely my favorite part. In other words, the game is pretty good. The downside of the game is that it doesn't run very well, and on PC it's an absolute mess, and on console, essentially the longer you play the game, the worse it's going to perform unless you restart the game, turn it off and turn it back on again. Well, the CEO of Gearbox didn't like people talking down about his game, and he had some bangers of tweets. First off, starting with an actual tweet from his account saying every PC gamer must accept the reality of the relationship between their hardware and what the software they are running is doing. In other words, apparently, according to Randy, Borderlands 4 might be the most advanced game ever because 4090s and 50 series graphics cards are having trouble running his game. When people came forth and said, hey, I run way more advanced games than this, I think it has something to do with your engine and your game, his response was, code your own engine and show us how it's done, please. Exactly what I was thinking. If you can't pay someone for the game to run correctly, oh no, that's how it's supposed to work. Now, moving over to Call of Duty, the first thing that we got this week is the road to the beta. And lo and behold, next week is a big week too, because we got the multiplayer reveal trailer on the 22nd, the zombies reveal trailer on the 24th, COD Next happening on the 30th, and then we are into the beta starting on October 2nd, going all the way to October the 8th, which the day after that, we are going to be getting the launch of Season 6, which then the day after that on October 10th, we have the launch of Battlefield 6. So a very, very busy next couple of weeks just for shooters. Now, the other things that we got this week is first off, the new Zombies trailer, which honestly, the bad guy in this one looks absolutely fire.
I know. Y'all are confused. So was I. But as they say, this too shall pass.
This is our first look at Ashes of the Dam, which you can see the story cinematic there. It shows us the new bad guy. It shows the two zombies crews coming together in a very interesting way. But this is essentially the trailer for the Transit remake. So yes, it has been confirmed that the new map coming is Transit, and on the 24th, we are going to be getting the gameplay trailer for that. Now, the other thing that was announced is that the voice actors are making a return from the original characters, except for one, and that's Takio. Now, if you know why, it's kind of unfortunate, but the voice actor is going to be changed to someone by the name of Nelson Lee, which the thing that you'd probably most likely know him from is Ashoka. So if you've seen that on Disney, that is the actor who's going to be playing him. And then the final thing that we have from Call of Duty is definitely the most confusing, and that's the ending of the Black Ops 6 story. Now, I know this is like a 30-second trailer, there's no speaking in it, and it basically shows that Suvati Dumas, one of the main characters in the campaign, has now become the CEO, the founder of the guild, who is going to be like the main set of bad guys within Black Ops 7. The other weird thing is when they tweeted this out, they said that the story will continue in Black Ops 7, but there's another season coming out on the 9th, which tells us that that season 6 for Black Ops 6 is just going to be like a Haunting of Verdansk spooky event, nothing to do with the story, which is weird because the Black Ops 7 story is taking up right after this. It's a very, very weird way of doing things, but yeah, I guess that's the end of the Black Ops 6 story. If you want a deeper dive on that, I covered it on Slasher. Now, while this was going on, we have to talk about Battlefield because we got two new maps, or two new looks at two new maps. First off, Mirak Valley. So Mirak Valley, people after the beta were like, we need some bigger maps. We need the maps that feel like traditional Battlefield. Well, Mirak Valley is one of those maps. More vehicles, more planes, more tanks. This is the map for you. But also we got gameplay of Operation Firestorm, a map that has come back and again is more of that classic Battlefield feel. Now with this, we got to look at all of the gadgets coming to the game, all of the weapons, and essentially at this point, we have seen most, if not all, of the multiplayer for Battlefield 6. In conjunction, this week it got announced that apparently the Battle Royale for Battlefield 6 is coming way sooner than we thought, around October 28th. So even before the launch of Black Ops 7, which is wild. I was thinking early next year. Lo and behold, it looks like it's coming out this year. Now, speaking of coming out early, we have an early access game that came out this week by the name of, you may have heard of it, Skate. Now, this is the predecessor to what everyone knew as Skate from EA before, and honestly, it's weird. It's sitting at a mixed 53% on Steam, and when you look at the reviews, basically people are just saying it's a barely passable version of Skate. It doesn't have the underground gritty nature of the early Skate games. It's very clearly going for this live service kind of family friendly skateboarding game, which some people are absolutely loving. Videos on YouTube are absolutely blowing up, but again, the reviews on it aren't great. If you look at Steam, it peaked out at about 99,000 players, which is nothing to shake your fist at, but at the same time, for a series that people have been waiting for that long, I think they could have done a lot better with that one. And aside from it feeling not so grounded and not so gritty like the predecessor games, there's also a lot of bugs, like this one, for example. So regardless to say, Skate needs some work. I guess we can say it's an early access, but it needs some work. Now moving into games that came out this week. First off, we have Lego Voyagers. Now you're probably used to seeing like Lego Star Wars or Lego Indiana Jones or Lego Batman that's coming out later. This one isn't. It's not a licensed IP. It is just Lego, where you play as little Lego pieces. Now, apparently the game is pretty good and they've kind of got a good formula here. Unfortunately, the two complaints about it are that puzzles are too easy and the game ends very, very quickly. It seems like the game is just picking up steam and then poof, it's done. Now it's still sitting at a 79% on OpenCritic, which surprises me. I'm guessing that number is going to drop a bit the more people play it just because it is so short, but maybe Lego Voyagers 2 will be even better. Now, speaking of even better, we have Dying Light the Beast that is currently sitting at an 82% on OpenCritic. Now, I played this one. It is a good game. It is a good follow-up to Dying Light 1 and Dying Light 2. Now, the weird thing about this game is it takes place after Dying Light 2, but as far as I am in the game, at least as of right now, it has nothing to do with Dying Light 2. It's a really big follow-up to Dying Light 1 and specifically the following DLC. But as far as the game goes, if you like Dying Light 1 and you like Dying Light 2, this is more of that with really amazing graphics, super suspenseful gameplay, and it's just a fun game to play. If you like the first two games, you're gonna love this one, is essentially what I'm saying on this. Now, games coming out this week. So we got two games coming out on the 25th, the first of which is Silent Hill F. Now, this is a Japanese horror game following up previous Silent Hill games. As far as the game goes, it does have English dubbing in case you were wondering, but it's a Silent Hill game. It's going to be spooky, but it's focused on Japanese horror, which is something that they've really not done before, which I'm looking forward to seeing how or if they can pull it off. The second game coming out on the 25th is Sonic Racing Cross Worlds. Now, if you like racing games, if you like Mario Kart, this is a racing game. It's not too confusing. Will you like it? Maybe, maybe not. We'll find out this week. Now, September is coming to an end, and it has been wild. At least one major game launching every single week this month, and it's not ending there. October is going to be more or less exactly the same. November, more or less the exact same. We have crazy games coming up: Ark Raiders, Call of Duty Black Ops 7, Battlefield 6, a Battle Royale for Battlefield 6, and that's not even to mention Ghost of Yotei or any game like that. This year is going to be wild, and if you want to stay up to date on all of it, you're going to want to hit the subscribe button, turn notifications on, make sure you're following all of TWR's socials down in the description, and as always, we appreciate you supporting the channel. Thank you guys so much. Until next time, peace.